Just going to chuck that over here. So hopefully we can see if anyone comes on board. Whoop. Okay, welcome Dog Inc. fans. We are here, Tech and Hustle Live. Ask, share and solve together. We welcome anyone to come along and have a chat. They can talk about their projects. If they want some assistance with something, I'm going to try to help out as much as I can. And in the meantime, let's have a look at what I've been kind of doing and seeing in the old news there. WAN. Okay. This guy, AI entrepreneur. I follow him. Give him a follow if you like. He's developed a Comfy UI workflow, and what he's saying is that this video generator is faster and comparable to Flux models, which we haven't seen an update from them for a while. Not that I've done. And yeah, let's just have a look at what he has to say.
No base models that are able to generate something like this from scratch. And what's really cool about this model is its amazing ability to follow the prompt very closely and to produce amazing and super varied looking images. I mean, look at that, for example. This is really cool. And usually the more details you input, the more let's actually go through the entire.
So it kind of makes sense because look, it's a text to like video and or image to video, but what is video anyway? Like video is images, just heaps of images. So it's kind of doing it really well, and he's developed a single, what would you call it? Instead of a
much higher,
doing it
depending
as,
on the style. So it's
frame by frame. He's just doing one frame. So, and apparently, haven't tested it yet.
Cache,
the speed. That's what he's quite impressed with. So yeah, give him a follow, see what he's got, and test it out. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. I haven't been using videos for a while, but I know that's definitely something I need to get back into. Moving on, WAN 2.2, Benji's AI playground. If you are keen to give him a follow, he does a lot of great stuff as well.
Into one of the exciting new features in
WAN 2.2 is
the first
2.1's been
video,
around for a while, and it's always good to get an update.
Now with native support in Comfy UI,
last frame
if you've ever wanted to create stunning videos by
frame.
simply defining the start and end points,
yeah.
then this feature is about to blow your mind. FLF2V stands for first last frame to video, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You provide the first frame, you provide the last frame, and WAN 2.2's powerful AI handles everything in between. WAN 2.2 is the...
Yeah, always exciting stuff. Comfy UI model again. Haven't seen any. Let's see what he's got to generate. Let's see if he's got it at the end. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any generations or anything, but let's have a look.
And here's another example I was trying. I have the driver, and the end frame is a sports car. I did see a similar video shot before in the WAN 2.1 first and last frame. I'm trying here again with the 2.2, which, as you can see, I have tried a few times here. The first time didn't go quite well, where it had a different, sudden change of the frames, which is not good. And the second time, I did modify the prompts a little, doing a fast motion shot. But the direction was going wrong for the AI to make the camera shot of this. And then this time, It worked out really nice. That is exactly what I want to do for the first shot, and then close the window, with the camera following up with the car going in this direction. And here is how it looks like in the first frame that I have input as an image. And then the last frame here is going to be this one. I like this shot pretty nice.
Yeah, very
Because when you
cool,
see
eh?
that, it's
Like that a
totally two
lot.
different composition images. But the AI is
Yeah,
able
AI.
to, create that content in between, leading the motions of this camera shot going from the close-up shot of the woman to this far shot of the car.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Like he was saying, two different compositions,
Which is
and
creating
it just worked out how it was going to do it. I guess I need to try this and see how it goes. Yeah, again, if you guys are using any of this kind of stuff, please let me know. If you have issues with installing, yeah, please drop us a line. We'll soon be opening a new Discord, and we can discuss there. Sometimes these things are a bit tricky to install, different kind of configurations that people have. Yeah, it can be quite tricky. And I know there's a lot of videos out there, but sometimes it can just be tricky when all these errors come up. Another person I follow, David Lynn Report, saw one of these new tariffs final economic collapse trigger or nothing burger. The last few months he's been very bearish on a lot of things, and had a lot of bearish sentiment come in from because of macro factors, and a lot of the guests. If you have a look at his YouTube, yeah, you can see why and where it's kind of headed. At the same time, hasn't really gone that way, and that's why this took my interest. Is it a nothing burger? Is this more manipulation, and kind of riding that manipulation until something really collapses or it just kind of gets worse? He goes into quite detail. He's got really interesting guests that come in. He has bullish and bearish guests, so that's what I kind of like about him. Yeah, David Lynn, like I said, he's on YouTube. Go check him out, and also here Substack. Is anyone using Substack? I'm interested in finding out. Yeah, drop us a line if you are. So on our Telegram, someone dropped this arc of Solana. I thought I'd go check it out just to see what it's about. It's a meme coin, and they started with a vanity address, so it wasn't through Pump Fund or anything like that. They're doing giveaways to help support or attract people to the project, or get people to promote the project, which I definitely need to do. It definitely was against giving all these GM guys and all these other Twitter accounts soul to promote my channel. I'd definitely rather give it to, or award it to, people or the community. Yeah. So yeah, I like the memes. It's that comic book style. Looks AI generated. It was funny, the other day I went to an exhibition opening, and they had a lot of paintings and artwork. It was all, it was visual art and pottery and things like that. And there were a couple of digital prints And first thing I thought was, is that AI generated? I'm pretty sure it's, well, I can't say for sure if it was AI assisted, but yeah, these days, any kind of digital print in a gallery or anything like that, have to you have to wonder, or your mind's already kind of polluted to think that there is some kind of AI generation or assistance there. So Arc of Solana, this is their website if you're interested. They're on CoinGecko already. And this is their law. And from what I can gather, they are going to build or produce some and release some what's it called? Release comic books. That's from what I can gather. I can't. It's all speculation. I don't know too much about it. I only had a look at it, and yeah, let's see if there are stories, and if they are good stories, I'll be interested. But at the moment, it's nothing's really come out of it, so might keep a bit of an eye out on it. But I don't see it moving too much. But I've always been wrong in the past, so not financial advice. At the moment, market cap is 3.815. Dominance is around that 60%, so that's quite interesting. I think market cap was 4.2 a while ago before a few things, macro factors, had appeared. So if you're interested, this is the price chart at the moment. Okay, moving on. Colosseum, in 50 days, we're going to be the next Solana Hackathon. That's going to be launched. So I will be entering the Dog Inc. the game. So we need a name for it. We need a better name for it. I think a more catchier name. Sorry, not a better name. Yeah, and this time we're going to add a bit of coding and add the Solana tokens into it, so we've got more activity and create it into a utility coin. But at the moment, we've got some kind of system in play, I guess, some kind of process and some kind of proof of concept. So yeah, if anyone's interested, let's get together. Let's come in and enter in any capacity, and let's see what we can do and build from there. So one to watch out for, and one that I will keep signing into. So we've been working on the Discord recently, and it has taken some time, and the reason why I didn't really want to use Discord is because some of these Discord channels are a complete mess, and there's just too much stuff, and that's what I liked about Telegram. But I will be closing Telegram, and we'll move on to Discord, and yeah, it's I'm fine tuning it. It's looking better. It's looking quite simple in a way, and I'm pretty happy with how things are at the moment. So just a couple of shout outs to some people that have helped me along the way. This guy, Gesture, if you want to do anything in Discord, have a look at his videos. He's quite good, and it looks like he's been doing it for a while. And I think he and this other guy, next guy here, Design General, they also offer their services as well. So yeah, this is another guy. His videos are well edited, and let's have a look at his videos. I'm sure he's been here for a long time. He's only done 17 videos. Oh, good on him. 2.6k subscribers already for 17 videos. Okay, and his latest one was 4 weeks ago. Well, yeah, good on him. I like him, and let's give him a sub. Did I give the other guy a sub? Let's give him a sub as well, just to help the algorithm. Yes, the algorithm game. Oh my god. I'm still thinking about Twitter and the algorithm game. It's a bit of a mess. I don't particularly like it. Let's give him a sub. But yeah, let's see if we can move things on away from Twitter and some other thing later on. Same as it's always evolving, so we're going to move to Discord from Telegram, and let's see what happens in the future. I mean, I do like Twitter because of the spaces, and I guess the polls, and some kind of text, whereas Instagram you have to put in the image, which is a bit annoying, especially if you want to just put something up quickly. Okay, good job, mate. Alright, so our game has finally finished, and this person, where is he? Whoever it was, signature, is this it here? Okay, he's done something, but looks like he's the guy, unless I'm not reading this correctly, he's the guy that's won the looks like a bit of a bot or something, I don't know. So hard to read this thing sometimes. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, people. Yeah, he's this person, I might assume. He's the one that solved it. So, congratulations. End up being, about 1.2, 1.1 Sol at that time. So, well done. And if you see the pump fun chart, there's a big red candle after he withdrew and changed all those meme coins. So, it is what it is. He could have stayed around. He could have seen that, no one else was selling. But let's just pump the coin. So he's going to regret selling. Or maybe he'll come back and buy in. What's it called? Well, we ended up having a lot of discussion on Telegram about towards the end of it, it being solved. And I would say that I would say that it wasn't, well, it could have been it was anonymous. This person didn't reveal his identity, and which is fair enough. In terms of community, yes, I would like for that person to declare themselves the winner. At the same time, I did say that, anonymous transactions, this is what it is about, and I'm more than happy to support that. So again, well done. Thank you to all those that contributed and played. And also, now this is a public wallet, public accessible wallet. So if you want to make transfers in here, you know the seed phrase. Should I give it to you? The seed phrase was, or is, dog, ranch, history, monster, tide, genius, wolf, index, gather, whale, purchase, nephew, stage, system, glow, torch, hybrid, renew, onion, team, blossom, intact, decrease, engine. So yeah, if you want to utilize this for anonymous transfers, to say, if you understand that there's no claim on, who, because anyone could access this wallet, there's no claim to say who is withdrawing funds from this wallet. So I've just opened it up. Do as you will. Think about it. And yeah, see what you reckon. Just want to have a look at something. No, okay, I won't. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about language. I've been reading this book here. Well, I've read it actually. The Hero, the really short book, 90 odd pages or something like that. I saw someone in a library, it was on the ground, and I thought, oh, okay, looks really interesting. And I ended up borrowing it and having a bit of a read. And read it. This guy is, let's get rid of that. This guy is, the author is the author of Jack Reacher. And this book here is quite well researched, so I did enjoy the book. It was a pretty easy read because knowing that it was only going to be quite short, so I was quite happy with that. One of the few things that I picked up from there, if you want to give it a read, is that it talks about scientists and historians forming the narrative of the past, of history, and there was also theories from artists and novelists about the past and about history. And typically scientists and historians have always said, no, that's it's not true, and disregarded all those theories from artists and novelists because they weren't scientifically backed. And now there were a couple of cases where the novelist has put in theories in the past, and now they're being adopted. So there's definitely something there. Novelists do their research, and you can tell there's been a lot of research done here as well. A couple of questions that I ask about history is, he talks about Stone Age and about caveman times. They were hunting big game and then resting a lot, and I would think that was quite ludicrous, because even at that kind of period, why would you go hunt big game and risk your life when it'd be more sensible to hunt and trap small creatures? And they'll just be there, like even if it was bugs or things like that. Wouldn't you be more instinctively out to catch a rodent to eat or a bird to eat, rather than trying to make a spear and hunt like a saber-toothed tiger or something like that? So And I'm sure those smaller creatures are around because that's what big game we're eating. So that, yeah, there's a lot of contradictory things, I think, in history. One that they named in the book was about men and women from Neanderthals. I don't know what the term is. They were quite hairy, but once they stopped needing to sweat as much, then that's when they lost their hair. And the contradictory theory is that, well, if that's the case for men, why was that for women, since they were hunters and gatherers, which makes a little bit of sense. So they're just gathering. They're not sweating a lot anyway, so why would they lose their hair? The other thing I was bringing to mind was that Stone Age could talk and describe their dreams, not only facts and present to them. So what we're talking about there is that Stone Age people were starting to organize themselves with communication, and that's kind of how they were able to start dominating. And there was no real need for fiction. Then they would only present facts and talk about facts. So because that's what they knew and that's what was useful to communicate with. But there is that other thing of not just talking about facts, but talking about imagination and talking about their dreams and describing their dreams. So there is another thing that they could have used it for. And the development of language is one of our most powerful tools to strategize. And what they talk about as well is making a plan B, which is quite interesting. You know, there's that if-then or if-else kind of system. And I think that they say that no other animals have this kind of communication. So and then they start talking about. Then he starts talking about fiction, the creation of fiction to deceive or to do other things, or also imagining a parallel kind of universe. So it's that imagination part in that plan B, if else kind of thing, predicting the future and imagining a parallel or a different outcome, and how do we combat that. So that was quite interesting. Another point was that in fiction, all characters are made up. So within the fiction story, all those characters are made up. There are only two real people, the storyteller and the listener. How and which stories became popular as time elapsed is quite interesting as well. How does that happen? Which ones last the test of time, and how they developed from, and how characters developed. So yeah, it's interesting. If I recommend it as a read, like I said, it's quite easy to read in a way because it's quite short. So yeah, grab it if you can. And if you like the Jack Reacher series, go read them or watch the movie. I watched the movie. Another thing about communication, I'll just play this little clip. We're talking about the development, or what does he say? The era of prompt engineering is dead. That's what he was talking about. That's what captured it for me.
And I think this is quite natural. We all work very, very hard to solve problems. We talk with people, we gather requirements, we think through implementation details, we integrate with lots of different sources, and the ultimate thing that we produce is code. Code is the artifact that we can point to, we can measure, we can debate, and we can discuss. It feels tangible and real. But it's sort of underselling the job that each of you does. Code is sort of 10 to 20% of the value that you bring. The other 80 to 90% is in structured communication. And this is going to be different for everyone, but a process typically looks something like you talk to users in order to understand their challenges. You distill these stories down and then ideate about how to solve these problems. What is the goal that you want to achieve? You plan ways to achieve those goals. You share those plans with your colleagues. You translate those plans into code. So this is a very important step, obviously. And then you test and verify, not the code itself, right? No one cares actually about the code itself. What you care is, when the code ran, did it achieve the goals? Did it alleviate the challenges of your user? You look at the effects that your code had on the world. So talking, understanding, distilling, ideating, planning, sharing, translating, testing, verifying. These all sound like structured communication to me.
So yeah, that's very interesting. I think they're trying to say that it's a development from just prompt engineering, and it's going to look more like communication. It's communicating with you're kind of like the conduit between people and the AI. And it's true in that that's what prompt engineering is anyway, but it's I think it's just going to take another level of how would you call it? Another level of personalization, could you say? Like it's this structure here that they're talking about, the talk, understand, these are the skills that make you more successful, not just the prompt engineering side of things. So yeah, let's see how that develops with OpenAI. Let's have a quick flick through Twitter. Oh, why did that end? Okay. Wonder why that ended. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're still on what's it called? We're still on YouTube, so yeah. What's happening here? This is very interesting. Let's see how Solana goes through this next run. I'll have to keep an eye out on that. Other than that, still some Twitter things that are interesting, I guess. Ooh, okay. Pretty cool. I like that. Yes. I like that. That's good. Let's give this a like. Let's repost that. Videos still dominate, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, this would be very good for what we were doing before. Oh, sorry, what we were saying before, the AI from one to another, start to end image. Artists always good to have a look at. bit of a parody. Ooh. What is this? Okay, looks pretty cool. Yeah, that is pretty cool. I like that. These things in real life. Things in real life that look like yeah, there's been a couple of good AI little videos that I've seen. This acorn guy, if you've seen that, that looks pretty cool. Too long. Sorry, dude. Leisure Suit Larry. That's old school. What has been happening in crypto news? Every time I see some things like this, you have to always fact check it, eh? But it doesn't look like anything too interesting. Let's have a look at what's it called? Coin. What's it called? Coin. Crypto panic. Let's have a quick look at some news. I think this is a better form of news than Twitter. Although I don't see much happening at the moment. So, sorry about that. Can't really... Market's been a little bit strange. Blah 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 blah. So I just joined this startup community one. So try to be targeting them a little bit as well. But yeah, not sure. Reddit, hey? Wonder if Reddit's going to be the better platform. I don't know. Okay, XI didn't get open yet. Any reasons for why? Yeah. Alright, I think we'll wrap it up. YouTube doesn't like it when I do a lot of videos that don't do well, so this is it for now. Okay, thank you everyone, and let's chat again soon. Alright, I'll have to make it a more regular thing, but I will see